Well, welcome to the Nerdist Podcast number 811. A new tour date has been added for the ID10T tour, my new stand-up tour, all new material from Fun Comfortable. Just got back from doing like 8 or 9 cities over on the East Coast, which were super fun. I'm going to be announcing more in the fall. Obviously, we're going to be at San Diego Comic-Con. There's a Friday night show is me doing stand-up, and then Saturday is 2 Nerdist Podcast lives at the Balboa. And then I've just announced a Boston show at the Wilbur on November 4th. There will be other cities in the fall, but the Boston one just went up on pre-sale for the next couple of days. Until the 17th, it's on pre-sale and then regular sale. The passcode is Boston. Boston, keeping it simple. But I just looked and tickets are going, actually. So, yeah, I know. I'm surprised, too. Boston, November 4th, ID10T Tour. Hopefully I'll see you there. Also from the Nerdist Community Corkboard, punk band Pup has a new album out called The Dream Is Over. It's available on iTunes, Pup the Band. They're also on tour. Tickets can be found on their fan site. And Nerdist actually premiered the video for their newest single, DVP, a couple months ago. So go see Pup if you can. Sean Patton, great comedian's doing a special show at Nerd Melt Showroom on June 20th at 8 p.m. It's called Number One, and it's his journey through his life as a bedwetter. You can find tickets at nerdmeltla.com, and you can find other stuff that we do at the theater there. Go to the school, learn some sketch and improv, go see some live shows, come see Beta Test. This is a hostful episode. No guests, just hosts, if you're new this many years in. And, I always enjoy getting the sister wives down together and catching up on stuff. This is probably a month old, I think. But we had so many other podcasts that, because a lot of times what happens is guests, when they come on, now that we're doing fewer episodes each week, they will need things to go up at a certain time because it's, a lot of people are coming on in the hopes of promoting something that's coming out on a Friday or at some specific date. So that's why sometimes the hostfuls we hold on to them for a little bit. But this is about a month old. So if there's month-old references, that's why. Here is the Nerdist Podcast number 811. Hostful goodness.
Now entering Nerdist.com.
Drives me crazy. I gotta redo that present. Just like I bought a record frame thinking that it was the size of a record, and it's about a half-inch smaller.
So they want you to trim it.
Well, no, I mean like the thing that it's for a record, but I had that.
Is it just for the vinyl disc itself rather than say
no? It's it's for the record cover.
Jonah's referring to we're in a new podcast room, which is a lot fancier than the one we used to be in.
It smells like lacquer, which is like my favorite smell.
Yeah, because the floors got redone. There's egg crates on the ceiling, and
I wonder if people could tell the difference of sound.
I don't know.
They probably think
the audiophiles that listen to us in waveform really know.
It sounds beautiful.
I like to listen to Nerdist uncompressed. Well, they don't put it out uncompressed.
I
re-uncompress it.
I bet we don't have any of those files uncompressed. You must dump them, right, Katie?
I save them.
Oh, wow.
You do?
For
posterity.
Yeah, so Jonah's referring to the fact that he gave me as a present a hard and firm album sized printout.
Yeah, so you only did in CD.
Yeah.
And it was Horses Aggressive, which is a great album if anyone wants to, like, just a good old comedy, like bluegrassy. It has all kinds of stuff. It even has like a pretty much a Tighten It Up parody, which is one of my favorite things. Like the Funkhauser, yeah.
Yeah, that one was all Mike.
Yeah.
Mike had that idea. He had wanted to do it forever. Yeah, just look up Funkhauser on YouTube or wherever.
Or just get the album.
It's spectacular.
Yeah, because I used to love, Tighten It Up was great, and that was like the first version of one of those songs I heard where everyone's just kind of adding stuff. And Springfield Stew, I think, was one on the Simpsons Sing the Blues album.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I printed out a 12 by 12 version, 12 inch by 12 inches version of the album cover, and I went to Urban Outfitters on the way, because it was like real last minute. No, the idea wasn't just the execution. And so on the way to your birthday, I grabbed a record frame thinking it was fine. But the record frame is 12.5 inches by 12.5 inches.
Urban Outfitters!
Yeah, so you're supposed to like mount it within and it was a bummer. And not looking at it now, I was like, I gotta change that.
It actually never bothered me. Never bothered me.
Well,
now it's all I'll see.
No,
Yeah.
those borders, man. Don't look. You just
You can't help it.
There is no album, only Zool.
Yes. By the way, nice beard collection.
yeah. I was thinking that on the way over. I was wondering if you still had your beard.
Katie, time to grow a beard.
Yeah.
Gotta get in there.
Yeah.
Come on.
His name is Anthony.
Come on.
No, he has a beard.
He
is what
has
we're
a
saying.
beard. He has a beard
Yeah.
himself. Yeah, Anthony
That's all
has a
we're
beard.
saying.
We're not saying that
that's
in
all
the context.
No. Whatever else you could infer from that, but
No,
it's just
that
that he
is not
actually
it.
has a beard.
He actually has a beard.
Yeah, he owns a beard. He owns it.
He has a good, thick, bushy beard.
Bushy?
A big, bushy beard. Great
Bushy.
big, bushy beard. From
Actually,
Hot Fuzz.
I almost trimmed mine this morning. It's getting a little off kilter.
Yeah, this is not for me. This life.
You don't like the beard life?
I like the idea of a beard on my face, which is the stubble.
Yeah.
The execution I don't like.
Are you
it's wiry
keeping it
and-
for a reason, or
No, just I was growing it out to a certain length because I had to like do a little reshoot thing for Hidden America, and then we had to push it, and then I just haven't trimmed it down to get it back to the spot.
Yeah, it is. I don't think I want to go full beard because you have to get through that part.
You're almost there.
I know, but it's
I figure what
I just trimmed it down.
2 more weeks.
I just trimmed it down.
Well, then you wasted your time.
It looks good.
but
You're really just like
it's not. I don't know.
Why'd you try it like next hiatus?
but he only gets a week.
Yeah.
Then
Well,
try
in the
really
summer
hard.
You get the 2s, but you don't want to. What do you want to grow a beard in the summer for? I always shave mine in the summer.
Summer beard
It just gets to be
makes me feel itchy, glowing through the itchy in my.
Blowing through the mustache in my mouth.
Okay, so we just need to agree on where the improv is going to go. If we're gonna.
Oh, I was not going
we
to just do a
should-
straight up. I wasn't just going to sing the song.
So you were.
Oh
gonna
no,
take
that
to
was Chris's
mustache.
line. Sorry, guys. Go back. To
We
that
need to go
page.
back.
Yeah,
You don't want to do a
Wait, so
summer
what did
beard.
you
Well, That was
say?
your line, though. How did we even end up here?
guys. Katie, do you have the pages?
Yeah.
We need the pages. They're on Goldenrod. The new pages are on Goldenrod.
No, I was going off the Canary.
God damn it, Jonah! You know Canary are last week's pages.
I'm so
That's-
sorry. That's like we. Oh,
Is
God.
it
We have to
really-
start all over again.
Well, I don't even know what are the new additions. Am I on the Google Doc on this thing anymore?
What are the new additions?
Well, that's a band with
Ballad
Bobby Brown. We're back on the page.
Now that one's on the page.
I would love it if every episode just turned out to be scripted, top to bottom. Who would have that kind of time?
You know what we should
The
do?
Night Vale fuckers.
Every once in a while, if there's ever like a lull in a conversation, just like have everyone put the sound of page flipping and start a new topic.
And then just have like a.
Yeah. Yeah. Top of
So, you like music?
I sure do, Chris.
I was talking to Matthew.
Oh yeah, that guy? Fuck that piece of shit.
Nailed it, Jonah. You nailed it.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Yeah,
That was really good. Your acting's getting a lot better.
This is an old script.
Oh, guys, this is 2012. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know where the 20 in the move. We lost.
Yeah, we
the
lost
scripts.
man.
So now we're.
We just thought we'd try this one.
Anyway,
again.
checking in with Nick, our board operator from who works
Oh
for
my
Seacrest.
god.
Wow, Nick.
Yeah, where are you, Nick? I hope you're doing well.
Oh man. Completely forgot about that whole. I forgot. Wow.
There was a period of time.
It's so long.
He was always
since we've
pulling
been there.
clips for Seacrest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bullshit clips.
Yeah,
That's
he
crazy.
was in there. It's so weird too because it wasn't like an office, but it was his place.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
it
where
was
he was
basically
working
an
out of.
abandoned recording studio
Yeah.
that no one really had. I mean, I think Ryan had sovereignty over it, but it just kind of fell between the cracks. No one
Yeah.
really needed it, so Nick used it as his office.
I mean, you're describing the room we're currently in.
Sort of.
Yeah. What was here?
This was this is connected to my dressing room for
Yeah.
at midnight. There were 2 rooms attached to it, and those rooms. I mean, we've been here 3 years almost, and those I never saw one time did I ever see anyone go in and out of these doors ever, and the blinds were always down. And so I used to just think, well, maybe they work on off days when I'm not here, or maybe they. But I kind of peeked through one time the blinds, and it was just. There were just desks in here and boxes everywhere. So someone was using it as storage.
Yeah.
So I said to the lot, hey, is someone just using that for storage? Because I could really use those rooms for a podcast room. We could really make a better, more soundproof podcast room.
And so you're totally out of that other
We're
room?
totally out of that other space.
Nice. So
the cold brick room space way across the lot.
It's depressing.
It is depressing, but it became sort of charming because it was depressing.
Yeah.
That's me.
Next thing to go.
We called it Matt's room. It was the least inventive name for calling anything, and that's all I could come up with.
Goldenrod.
Canary.
I can't do page flip noise with my mouth.
That was what you did.
I can't do it.
No, you're just making a flip book.
Yeah. Look at Mickey pilot that boat. So
Well, good
Did you
call,
just read
though.
the script for Steamboat Willie?
I read the script for Steamboat Willie, yeah. But I called him Mickey.
Yeah.
But
very good.
yeah, so I said, what's the deal with those rooms? Can I get them? And they said, well, they belong to someone who's produced a lot of stuff that's been on this lot, and he's friends with the owner, and so they were sort of weird about asking. But I said, listen, if they used it, I would never ask. But since it's been storage for at least 3 years.
Yeah, there's other places to put boxes here.
So yeah, exactly. And so they asked, and they said sure. So,
That's so cool.
Yeah. So that's what happened. And then over the break, Pamela Jewell, who's the lady who does she's the person that I worked with for interior design stuff and helped me with the house and helped kind of make the dressing room not just a weird white room that I was in all the time. She came in and tricked it out. It's really a great space.
Yeah, it's great.
So.
It's fancy, but also fun.
I feel like that was in your G4 office.
Yeah,
Nerdist one?
This old Nerdist bear that Lauren Gregg made.
Yeah,
Wow.
I remember you had so much art just leaning up against the walls in that office.
Because they moved my offices so much.
Yeah.
They would move you every few months, and so you would have to just put Post-it notes on your stuff that had your name and you had an office
cube
code.
number, yeah.
And then it would just appear all moved to the next office, and then I got to a certain point where I'm like, I'm not going to spend time hanging all this stuff up when in a few months I'm going to have to take it all down to get ready to get moved again.
That's right.
So then it just became a desk with boxes and storage.
Why don't you shuffle through my art?
And so the cycle continues.
Yeah.
So the cycle
And then when you
continues.
finally decided to decorate your last house, you decided to get engaged and buy a new house.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So that is exactly what I have done. How have you guys been the last chunk of time?
Great. Busy. Wrapping up in America. Feeling really good about it.
Good.
We have 3 episodes left that we gotta finesse, but they're all pretty much done. It's just that going back in and trying to find new spots to put jokes in the VO or
Sure.
Maybe a better song or something like that. And we've been using Sub Pop songs for the whole series.
That's awesome.
We got Lacey Swain. She works over at Sub Pop. She's been got us she's like, here's the songs that we have that you could afford. And so we've been pulling from, and it's
that's
all great
cool way to
songs.
do
So
it.
there's always that thing though with when you use library music when you make stuff. When you make stuff in TV, everything has to be, you have to have permission or you have to buy it. And most libraries have music that's really good, but there's that generic reality TV show sound.
Yeah,
to
because
them.
it has to be. It has to sort of be like a Swiss Army knife of music.
Yeah.
So you pay once for a library, or you can spend all your money on one song.
yeah,
basically.
exactly. And so
Got to use library music for the royalty-free library music for the first couple years of this podcast.
yeah, it's there's just something missing in it. It's almost like the soul of a person that's actually trying to say something with a song is
Right.
just gone.
Right.
And so using a ton of great sub pop bands and bands of Hardly Art Records and stuff like that. But then I've also kind of reached out to a couple bands where I'm I really want this song for this part of the this. I wanted a Cheap Girls song at the end of the season for this wrap up, and I just DM the guys on Twitter and said, "Can I send you a couple bucks and let me use your song?" They're like, "Yeah, sure." So it's been great. Put a fart barf song in there. Just fun stuff like that. Putting friends songs. So it's like the process of going in and just trying to tighten everything up. Has been melting my brain because I started writing on MST concurrently, and so it's kind of running back and forth and focusing as much as I can on both things. So because you don't want to just you want to put your heart and soul into the things you do, and you're afraid if you don't, it'll like show.
Right,
and
because because if something doesn't turn out the way you wanted, but at least you did everything you could.
Yeah,
you can just go, well, I took a swing and I missed, but in your heart that if it misses and you're like, God damn it, I know I should have done this thing and I didn't do it.
It's nuts too because you can kind of you start to do a thing when you start to get overwhelmed. You start to go, well, you know what, like for what we for how much time we had and how much money we had to do stuff. At least it's like at least it's pretty good for that, but no one knows about that stuff. No one, there's no like thing that pops up before you see something you did where you go, hey, so when we shot this episode, I was sick. We lost a bunch of locations last minute.
That should be your host reps.
Yeah. But you can't do that because it doesn't matter. It's not supposed to matter.
Right.
You're just supposed to make something good. And so that's kind of the thing. It's like, there's a lot of stuff that I wish we could have done better while shooting. And so that's why I'm trying to make up for it in the editing process. So it's also like my first kind of solo thing, like I've either done stuff with you guys or like Kumail and Emily. It's like all my big stuff has been with other people. And this is kind of like my first bigger size thing where it's just me.
And when does it come out?
June 2nd. Yeah.
It's going to be out there in the world.
I know.
Are they going to put all of them out at once?
All of them out at once, which at first I was like, I hope they don't do that. I hope they roll them out. But then once I started like putting everything together and, seeing how like there's little callbacks to like in, episodes and people kind of show up or themes reoccur. It was cool to, like when they said, we want to put them all up at once. And I was like, that's great. That's great because it's a fun show to watch like a bunch in a row because it's essentially sketches.
Yeah. Well, that's good because then at least people get to the end and they don't have to be like, wait, when am I supposed to?
Yeah.
The concept of
wait, who's he gonna hit with that bat?
Yeah. Well, so it's like we got a character like.
Please stop. Please no, please, please.
It's not your fault, Chris.
I beg you.
I'm behind, but I know it's gonna happen. It is really. Neat that they're all going to come out once because it's like Mike Mitchell plays Chaz Duffy, a Guy Fieri type of guy that has a show called Scarfin' USA, and like in our Boston episode, we're like I'm trying to have this. Chaz Duffy,
Scarfin' USA. Yeah. I mean this in the best possible way. Yeah. That is the worst name for the best out. I mean, that's exactly what that is. It's so real.
Yeah,
totally that is.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thanks. That was always the kind of the neat thing to do with that show is because we want everything to have like be dry and kind of subtle sometimes, but when you're doing comedy bits, you still have to make jokes. So it's like that fine line of like, oh, let's call it like Fat Idiot Safari or something like that. And you're like, no, because a show wouldn't be called that.
Right.
What's the thing one of those people would call a show like this and think it's so rad?
Yeah.
That's like the weird little game you have to play when doing parody. I always think it's like you got to throw yourself in their mindset.
It's like they were having a pitch meeting. Yeah, what can we call it, man?
Yeah. Like scarf this or let's see, like chow down.
Scarf and bar.
Eating it up. Scarfing.
Right now, an intern walks by. Scarfing USA. Oh my God!
But I always think about when we had the guys from Black Dynamite on.
Oh my God! Yeah, of course.
And because I was obsessed with that movie. And when they started talking about how both the director and the main actor they played characters, and it doesn't show
Scott
up on
Sanders
screen.
And Michael Jai White.
Yeah, so like Scott Sanders, he's like, oh, I played like an old Jewish showbiz guy that wanted to make his own movie.
Yeah,
and so that's the character he played when he was directing it.
Yeah,
and so it's like he made choices based off of that character. And Michael Jai White said he was like a star football player that kind of wanted to make his go at being in movies because he saw like other guys doing it, and so he's coming from that place. It doesn't show up on screen, but it like or in the dialogue or anything like that. But they come from that decision making.
It gives them a point of view.
Yeah,
Like, it gives the characters a point of view as opposed to just comedy for comedy's sake.
Yes, exactly.
Which you actually do feel like it does really inform the choices.
It really does. Yeah. Right when we interviewed him, I went back and watched it, and I was like, oh yeah,
through that lens, yeah.
Yeah, it's rad. But yeah, so what I was saying before, but like that Chaz Duffy character shows up, and because we're in Boston and we're both shooting our shows at the same restaurant, and I'm trying to have this like it's like an old oyster house in Boston. I'm talking with this like poet laureate guy because I'm like a Bourdain type that wants like a pretentious meeting, and so it's Mark Rivers from Mr. Show, and like he's trying to like say tell poems about the past, and then like you just hear people screaming and going woo yeah, and then when you look across the way and it's Chaz Duffy shooting his show, Scarfing USA, and then like I go over there, I'm like, hey man, you're being kind of loud. Do you mind keeping it down? And like he's like, sorry, no can do. We're here to do the oyster onslaught, which is like an oyster eating competition.
Did you shoot at the Union Oyster House, or did you get a place that stood in for the Union Oyster?
No, it was the Bell in Hand. We were gonna do the Oyster House in like at the last minute. That was the tricky part. Was like so it's a travel show. Yeah, kind of. And so it's but like that happens, and like we do an oyster eating competition, and it turns out I'm deathly allergic to shellfish, so it doesn't turn out right. But like but then like he's kind of mentioned throughout the episodes, and then he shows back up in the season finale, and it's like it's a kind of a nice like rounded out thing. And so now that they're coming out all at once, I like the fact that people won't have to remember the guy from the very first episode and the 9th episode.
Jonah, you could have shot it at the Oys and Girls. You could have shot at the Oys and Grills Club of America.
No, Chris, that's the wrong. No,
what?
That's
no,
go
you're
back.
on the wrong one.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, see,
What's this?
that's the new one.
That's the new page.
This is the new page. Oh, this is the new page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, so did you say the last thing you just said?
Okay.
Again?
I lost my place.
I think you were talking about.
Why don't we print out more than one script?
I don't know. It's just we want to save it. Chris is like way into his hippie bullshit these days.
Yeah, come on, man. Just free the environment. Free the environment.
No, here, Jonah.
Yeah. Oh. I still don't remember.
Okay, we're back on track.
But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to go on.
You have to pee?
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Matt, go pee.
I'm gonna go.
You can use the bathroom in there. It's right there.
Don't project the power trip on him.
Just just don't pee on the seat. Why would I do that? I don't know. I don't know what your peeing habits are like.
So I spent some time in a couple hotel rooms with this guy. There is no doubt going to be pubic hair on that toilet.
It's gonna be like a dead Christmas tree, just raining pube needles all over the fucking floor. I'm gonna go in. It's gonna be like a barber shop at 6 p.m. God damn it! What happened in here?
Whistling with your push broom.
This is the only time you'll hear me say I cannot wait to go in there and see all the pubic hair that Matt has left.
Oh God! Now I feel real bad.
How did he get in the lighting fixture? You would have had to unscrew the.
What did he explode for a bit?
When you go into the bathroom after someone and it smells like pee, like that's
Yeah, I mean, it could be worse. It could be worse. Mine and these.
It wasn't about.
Yeah, whatever.
It wasn't about anything. It wasn't about anything.
God, you're like the worst liar.
It wasn't. You are the worst liar.
It wasn't about anything. I didn't put anything anywhere.
Anything. It wasn't. We weren't taking. We weren't
It's
taking
fine.
shots at you.
Yeah.
Jonah.
I made a joke. I was like, I spent a lot of time in hotels with that guy, and trust me, there's going to be pubic hairs all over that seat.
So
No, but it's usually long story short. It's usually back hair, honestly. It just like,
How does your back hair come off?
It's ridiculous.
What, do you take your shirt off to pee?
No, but it'll like the back hair goes all the way down.
Yeah.
So let's say I were to use the bathroom for other things than peeing, which I didn't do that.
Oh, thanks.
That's what I said one time. I saw you bending over. I was like, "Hey, does that back hair go all the way down?"
Sure
Jesus
does.
So, what's been going on?
Well, my bike got stolen.
When did
I don't
that
know if
happen?
you guys have been following the Twitter drama, but
No.
so I wake up on Friday morning, and the shed door is open. I was going to work, and I said to Dory, I was like, did you take your bike to go to yoga? She's like, no, I didn't. And I was like, well, why is the shed door open? She's like, I don't know. And I went, and I was like, oh, what's going to be missing? So I looked, and her bike was there, and then I looked to the right, and my bike was gone. So I immediately went in and looked on my security system to see if I could see what happened. And at 7:17 in the morning,
Wow, that's kind of late for a. That's like
Late in the day for
yeah,
someone
late in
to
the day
take a
for
bike.
like a robbery.
you would think, and what sucks is Dory and I were both awake at the time.
Oh,
So at 7:17 in the morning, I see this dude walk in with a fucking R2-D2 backpack on, and he just opens up.
Was
my
not
shed.
me.
Well, he opens up my shed and just looks for a second, pulls my bike out, and just rides off.
do you think
Doesn't
he knew it was
even-
in there?
Doesn't even close the shed door. I don't know.
Didn't have the decency after stealing the bike.
Hard
Yeah.
to know. If he had done that, honestly, I wouldn't have known.
Do you
it was
have
gone.
a camera shot of his face?
Yeah. So I got my bike back.
Hey!
Hey, wow, you skipped a lot of that story.
Here we go. Ready?
Oh, this is Tarantino shit.
So I post on Nextdoor about this. I'm like, hey, heads up, everybody. This guy stole my bike, and here's the picture of the bike. If you happen to see this guy, here's a picture of him. He had an R2-D2 backpack on, sort of a short afro. If you see him, just hit me up on here. I don't know, whatever. So I go make a police report after work on Friday.
Did somebody make a police report?
I sure did. I went to the Wilshire PD, as I do, because that's my district. And I made the police report, and they're like, how much was the bike? I'm like, they're new. They go for like $1,600. And he's like, okay, so we're going to make it a burglary. I was like, great, blah, blah, blah. So then I go about my business and, don't think anything of it. Last night I was going to go do some dishes and then go to sleep, and it was about 10 o'clock at night, and then I hear the email ding on my computer, and I look, and the notification comes up next door. Someone posted in that thread about my bike, and it's this dude named Jonathan, who's very active in the neighborhood, that said, hey, I saw the guy on your bike. He's at the 7-Eleven on Las Palmas in Santa Monica. I called the police. They're on their way right now. And I was like, well, fuck it. And I got in my car and drove over to the 7-Eleven, because that's the 7-Eleven right over by this studio. And I'm like, oh, I always go to that 7-Eleven. That's
Yeah.
crazy. So I go and I see a cop, SUV cop car pulled up. I see a couple guys in handcuffs, and I see my bike just sitting there. And I'm like, this is fucking insane that somebody actually... So he saw the R2-D2 backpack on the guy, and he was walking his dog. And then he got in his car and drove to follow the guy and fucking called the cops for me. And then the detective when I left the police report on Friday, he was like, if you happen to see the guy on your bike again, he's like, call 911, tell them you reported a burglary, and we'll send someone right away. So the guy called 911, and so I'm sitting there for a while, and the guy, the R2-D2 backpack guy, fled the scene, so he's still out there somewhere. Oh. But we're standing out there for a long time, and I'm just like talking to the neighbor, the guy next door, Jonathan. I'm like, this is insane. I can't believe it. And he's like talking about some recent break-ins that happened in the neighborhood or whatever. And then I see the cop looking at me funny, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. Why is he looking at me? And then there's two cops, obviously. The cop that was looking at me was sitting in the driver's seat of the police car, and the other cop that was out there went and leaned into the cop car and then came back out and asked me what my name was, and I was like, Matt Meyer, and then he goes... And then the cop just nods and goes over. And then the other cop gets out, Officer Johnson, big fan of this podcast.
Hey! Officer Johnson!
Works at the Hollywood division. And he was just like, he's like, yeah, I've been listening to the podcast since the Tom Lennon episode. I'm like, that's
the first episode.
Crazy that you've been listening. Thank you for listening, Officer Johnson. Thank you very much. And he was like telling me, he's like, yeah, so he's like, well, I don't know how much we can do. We get this guy on an open container. He's like, they always hang out together. We're going to look for this guy with the R2-D2 backpack. We probably can't miss it. How does he, he's like, there's no way this guy knows that you have him on video stealing your bike. And I got to take the bike back.
You're not going to press charges, though, right? You got your bike back.
Am I going to press charges on the guy that broke into my shed? Yeah.
Did you break in, or did he open it up?
I mean, he opened it up, but he still stole. He still. My sense of security at my own house is like, if they catch him, well, I'm all for pressing charges on the guy.
Why are you making him feel bad?
What do you?
No, no.
What do you mean?
You got your bike back.
Uh-huh.
Then now buy a lock and lock the shed.
The shed
Well, I think
the
he
shed
just
is
doesn't want
locked.
the guy to come back.
The shed is locked.
He just doesn't want the guy
But
to come
I have a wife that doesn't feel very comfortable at the house right now because of that.
Oh.
And
yeah.
this guy did that to my wife.
Yeah. That I dig. I totally understand.
Plus, there's been a string of break-ins.
Okay. It could
In
be
the
him.
neighborhood.
Could be him. Could.
You're right. He should be free to
I'm
do
saying
whatever
it's
he
a,
wants.
It's a guy that stole a bike. And that's
Not only did he
that's
steal a
wrong.
bike,
It's
he
illegal.
fucking put his own headlights and taillight on it. He was going to keep that bike.
Sounds
He
like
wasn't even going to sell it.
Sounds like he's going to take real good care of it.
Why are you giving
I
him
don't
shit?
understand
I'm not giving a
this
shit.
position you're taking.
I'm just saying you got your bike back. I don't. A guy who steals a bike doesn't seem like the kind of guy that's going to, hurt anybody. It's stealing a
You
bike.
hurt me.
You got your bike back though.
But the guy didn't give it to him.
The guy didn't give it to him, but you got it back. I don't know. It seems like it's like
You're more inclined to be like, get out of here, you rascals, and don't come back.
boys will be boys.
Listen, I understand where you're coming from. I also understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone went into your garage or something like that, I would be like, and someone stole something and you got it back, I'd still be like, well, I still took it.
Yeah, but it's just like getting in trouble. It just I don't think it's
Getting
like if
in
you just
trouble.
he got he got chased by the cops. He
He didn't get chased. He bolted before the cops came. That
How
guy's
did he
long
then
gone.
Why did he run?
Because he saw Jonathan on his cell phone talking to someone looking at him.
Oh, he would have got faster if he took the bike.
Yeah, no shit.
What do you think? Weigh in on the comments.
Well,
I
it's-
just
yeah,
don't
yeah.
understand. Like, so what? You let him go steal someone else's bike in the neighborhood? Like,
I just
go
don't-
take
I-
someone else's
I-
fucking bike?
I don't see
Someone who maybe doesn't even... Like, I had insurance, so I could have gotten a new bike if I had to get a new bike.
True.
But maybe he takes someone else's bike that doesn't have insurance.
I don't really like the idea. Maybe if there was a situation where he'd get fined, maybe that. But I don't really like the idea of someone stealing a bike and going to jail.
I don't like the idea of someone stealing a bike, period.
I don't either.
I don't know what the repercussions. I don't know what the jail sentence is, or if it's a fine. I don't care. Whatever it is,
I know
I'm fine with.
it's a very expensive bike. I don't like the. It's a
Maybe
bit
if
of like
you could
it's a
watch
bit
him
of compassion.
Maybe if you could watch him violate my home, I'll show you the footage, and then you
Tonight on
Yeah.
JonahReaction.tumblr.com.
and I'm probably a lot of people are probably going to think I'm wrong. It's
No, you're entitled to your opinion. I get
Yeah.
it. Like, I get that you don't, it's like setting someone away for a, minor drug offense. I'm not totally on board with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's just like, this is a neighborhood that's had a serious uptick in crime recently.
Hollywood and Los Feliz are all a lot of crime happening in these areas of ours.
But he took the bike, and I did what I did my thing. I filed a police report.
Yeah.
Mostly, I wasn't even going to file a police report, but then I was like, oh, shit, I have to...
Yeah.
If you had to claim it on
Insurance
insurance,
claim.
you'd have to file a police
so
report.
that's why I did it. I mean, normally I would be like, fuck it,
Yeah.
But it was, it was a whole process I had to go through.
Yeah, no, that sucks. And I'm sorry it happened.
So
I'm sorry. Yeah.
we printed out the photos of his face and we put it on my shed. So if
Nice.
he comes back,
I think Matt
because there's also like the other thing too in that, and I'm not super comfortable now because if that guy goes in my shed and he sees 40 fucking guitar cases, and he was like really like looking around in there like, oh my god, what's going on in here? And he didn't take anything then, but who's to say? I mean, he doesn't know that I have the bike back. He doesn't know that I came back and took the bike.
Yeah.
So he could come back and be like, well, I'm going to go steal that Bianchi, like my wife's bike.
That's a good point.
He could also come in and like think that there are
But he'll be
guitars
met
in the
with
guitar
a
cases.
lock this time, right?
Yeah, it is locked now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is 100% locked. But yeah, it was just like, it's not the
No, it's a
funnest
violation of
thing to
privacy.
wake up
It makes
to.
it, no, it sucks. And I'm not
And,
saying it sucks. I'm not saying
I
that you're in the
mean,
wrong here.
Judge Jonah, what is the punishment?
A slap on the wrist.
And define a slap on the wrist.
No, community service. I think a guy like
Great.
that. Yeah.
I'm all for that, but
Yeah.
here he is.
Broad daylight. This 7:17.
Broad daylight, 7:17 in the morning. It'll load eventually.
This is a child.
I don't know. He's not a child. This guy, yeah, here. Go full. But yeah, so the guy's entering the shed. He's looking at the left at my wife's bike, looking at the right at my bike, deciding, oh, I'm going to take this very hard to get in the United States German bicycle.
Mm-hmm. That's probably exactly what he was thinking.
Well, I think if you're gonna take off my
What's this?
like my
What is das?
my fucking taillight's not good enough for this guy. Like he had to put on his own goddamn taillight.
That's where the anger's
He
coming
had to
from.
he put his own goddamn taillight. So that's that, and then
grabs the bike and
he grabs the bike, and then I'll show you the next one here. Yeah. And he makes a run for it on a ride for it slowly too. That's the part.
Yeah, he's
that
taking his
kills
time. He's going
me.
on it. He's going on a ride.
He's like, I don't care about anything right now. And then he left my shed door open, which is the only reason that I found it.
Okay, how about this?
And then you can see me and my wife discovering it. If you'd like to see that, and then she gets home, and my wife's like going over to the shed to be like, all right.
Tonight on Discovered Burglaries on Investigation America.
Yeah.
You know, it was it doesn't feel good.
It doesn't.
You know,
No. And he did something that was wrong.
And he
and
went
did
into
something that was illegal.
And he also went into my backyard.
Yes.
Which we have gates. We have.
You have a gate?
Yeah, we have a gate. We have no trespassing signs. So it's like, you know, I mean, there's the.
That's the one thing that usually keeps criminals away. No trespassing signs.
It's the one thing that from the previous vandalism I had to report at my house when they, for some reason, decided to destroy my wife's fern and shatter the pot outside the house.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, you live in a shitty neighborhood.
It's not the best
Yeah,
neighborhood.
it's Hollywood.
You know?
Like Hollywood's like a dirty place,
It's,
and it's
Well, but the tricky thing about Hollywood is that the tricky thing about Los Angeles is that it's, you know, like
street by street.
it's street by street. So one street in Hollywood is like, oh, this seems like a safe neighborhood, and then the next street, like, buildings are run down, bars are on windows.
Yeah.
You know, next street, oh, okay, there's families walking around. Next street, not. I mean, I just think it. It seems like, you know, Matt felt violated.
Yeah.
Now I feel like a marriage counselor. You're both facing me too.
No,
Matt felt violated.
I mean, listen.
And,
No, and I don't mean to say
you're
that
right.
you're
right.
wrong.
No one should no one should have their life ruined over a bike. But there should be something. Community service is a great idea. At least sending a message of like, hey, it's not okay to do this stuff in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
If there's particularly if there's an uptick in crime.
But seeing how young that guy looks, and you know
Well, he hangs out with the same group, apparently, according to the cops and the neighbors. They've seen him before.
Yeah.
It's not a super, I would not call it a super savory group of folks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, listen, I don't know. Why come steal my bike? Even if the kid knocked on the door and was like, will you help me buy a bicycle? I would have been like, okay.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
No,
Why
you
don't
would.
more people do that?
But I'm just saying, it's more about the principle of the situation.
Oh, for sure.
And
For sure.
I don't write the law.
No.
Maybe it's not against the law to steal a bicycle in Los Angeles. I don't know, but I had to file a police report to get my insurance for the bike, which I was ready and willing and able to do.
So say they catch him and they say, "Hey, we got the guy.
Uh-huh.
We're going to need you to identify him. Not
Sure.
that you have to because you got the
Yeah.
video." But then they're going to say, "Do you want to press charges?" Will you say yes under conditions? Do you want this guy to go to jail?
Am I allowed to do that?
Are you allowed to do that?
I don't know.
I
That's
don't
the
think
thing.
you're allowed to go
I
like.
can't,
It's like,
no,
can
that's
it,
up
like-
to
but you can
that's up to
also-
the DA.
But I think you can also isn't there the like leniency? Like you show up and you say like, "Hey, like I don't want this guy's life being ruined." Like it's like I can you show compassion? Like don't you like write letters or something like that?
I think you're thinking of parole hearings.
No. There's a thing where you can kind of like ask for permit for compassion. I believe. I know this because I just read an article.
It's up to Dory, whatever she wants to do.
Okay. Yeah.
This is not really about my,
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm not sure what I would do. I think I would, as long as enough of a brouhaha had been made that the message was sent like, hey, if you do this, they could catch you.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't press charges, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't fault someone who did.
No, and I didn't mean to.
But it's also
insinuate,
like, even if the guy just knows that he was on camera when he did that. Do you know what I mean? That would even be enough to me. Like, if you do that, hello.
Yeah.
Matt I think you just want them to know, like, hey, it's not okay.
Feel like
a little bit of justice.
I can have a yard.
Yeah, without.
And I can, have a home that people don't come in, open my shed, and take whatever they feel like taking.
Yeah.
Call me crazy.
I say build a wall.
All right, come on.
Who are we gonna get to pay for that wall?
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to insinuate like it's like you're a horrible person for doing this, and like, and I'm sure I'm coming off as being
anything.
What?
I didn't do anything.
No. You said you would like press charges and throw him in jail and hope he rots there.
I see some people going, yeah, you should press charges. Other people going, nah, leave it alone. Like I think it's just one of those things everyone because.
I think we should run a Twitter poll on this after the episode comes out.
Yeah, and then I'll just come off looking like bleeding heart
liberal.
Yeah, liberal.
I don't know if it fits.
I will look like a neutral human being who doesn't take a side on anything.
So we all look like we're bad.
Yep.
But only two of us will admit it.
Hey, which two? Which two will it
I'm sorry, I didn't mean for this to be a whole thing.
No, it's not a whole thing. It's just like, I just state my case, and guy steals my bicycle, he steals my bicycle. I don't know, whatever. If in Los Angeles, California, the penalty for stealing a bicycle is you're given $400, then I'd like him to be given $400.
You just want the cause and effect.
Wow, it's the secret the cops don't want you to know.
It's like whatever is on the books, that's what I would like to happen. And if it is, whatever it is, I don't care. I didn't write that law.
No.
I also didn't violate it.
It's nuts. It's like it's invasion. It's entering, not breaking, but entering.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate. I don't know. I've done bad things in my life.
Yeah, me too. What have
I've
you done?
stolen stuff.
What? Who'd you steal?
I've never stolen.
I stole from small businesses that shouldn't have been stolen from.
When was this?
When I was younger, when I was in high school.
I've done it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I got taken home by the cops.
Yeah.
I haven't. I always felt really guilty about it.
Yeah. I did, and it's one of those things. You got just taken home by the cops?
Yeah, that was what happened to me.
You didn't get arrested. You didn't
No, I was like 12 in Tewksbury, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing. I think about this the chain of events that can happen.
The system, sure.
Yeah.
I also think about what, I don't know. I just now how do I feel about that shed? Am I going to put another a padlock on it also, and
moat.
Then it gets
build a moat.
Yeah.
Moat, bro.
No, bro.
Need a fucking moat. You need to get some fucking alligators, bro. Need some credits.
I see you trying to riff us out of this serious conversation, Chris, and it is working.
Well, the Ren Fair's coming up, and I
got my tickets.
Oh, when are you going to go?
It's still up in the air. It might go Sunday, but D might have something to do, so we might go the next weekend.
Nice.
But you buy your ticket for any time you want to go. You just buy a ticket.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can buy tickets there too.
Yeah, the line always builds up pretty fast. It takes a lot longer than it should to buy tickets at the Ren Fair.
It's pretty great.
I can't wait. I look forward to it. And when I hear that Game of Thrones is coming back on, I get excited because it means also the Ren Fair is coming back to Los Angeles.
Have ye some mead, sire?
I was playing the Game of Thrones slot machine in Vegas, which is enormous. It's an enormous slot machine. It's one of these I would say probably the screen is 5 feet.
5 feet.
And
slot machine.
Got to tell you, that is not a loose slot.
5 feet.
It's not?
No. Vicious.
How big?
Like dragons?
Yeah, dragons. Sometimes the dragons come and breathe fire, but they're wilds all up the reels.
It's run by a Lannister.
I went to Palm Springs this weekend to go to Jash Fest. On the way, I drove with Kurt Breinholer and his wife Lauren Cook, and we stopped at Morongo on the way. Real bummer, that place.
Is it?
Real bummer.
It used to be really kind of the building itself was kind of like but then they made it like a really nice, tall building, and it's all light. It's
Yeah,
all
they
lit
were
up,
just
and
sticks out.
it.
Like,
yeah, in the
it's-
middle of the
yeah.
desert.
Yeah.
Next to all the
wind turbine,
windmills.
yeah. Morongo.
Yeah. What was weird about it inside?
You just like there
Didn't
was
care for the buffet.
well, we didn't really take in all the amenities that it had to offer, but it was just gambling. I don't like it. You know that it's
Love it.
I know, and Kurt and Lauren do as well. But the excitement of maybe winning money is superseded and overshadowed by the fear of most likely losing money. So the excitement of this could be really my time to shine.
It's not.
Things got to work out eventually. Oh boy, I just need one lucky break. I saw that one guy. He doesn't have to work for the rest of
I
his
gotta
life.
catch up. I gotta catch up.
Yeah.
I was talking to Dory
I have
about
to
this
pee.
too. You
Okay.
do too?
I really do have to
go
pee.
for it.
This is
All right,
not
yeah.
a bit. I'm not.
Well, I'll talk to Jonah about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
slot
I'm
machine
gonna go
situation.
see how many pubes were rained down.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to keep it below a dozen.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I've spent some time with that guy in hotels, and there's no doubt going to be pubic hairs on that toilet.
When I walked out, I knew you were going to say that because I've heard you say that before.
Yeah, that's why I felt
It's
okay
your
saying
thing.
it, because
It's your
I've said
thing.
it we've joked
no,
around
it's
about
fine.
it.
I also maybe we've said it on the podcast.
No, we have.
Or in
I think
live.
in a live one. I think when we were staying together in San Diego once.
Yeah. Well, point is, kids, I shed.
Just we were having a
From
conversation. Don't jump
everywhere.
back in.
Anyway, back to the slot machine situation.
You sure you don't want to wait to talk about it when Chris gets back?
The slots?
Yeah.
You don't think we can hold a conversation on our own without?
We do all the time, but without talking shit about Hardwick, what are we going to? What do we have in common? What are we going to talk about? The fucking weather?
The fucking weather? It's just so fucking.
Fucking. No, so this is Game of Thrones.
No, well, I was just gonna say that there's I've been looking into buying a slot machine for the house, like to have in my office, and in California, because it's not for me. A lot of it's really about the licensed property, and just the fun of seeing the bonus rounds and what that's going to be, et cetera, et cetera. So I was thinking, the Cheers slot machine is gone now. I can't find it in Vegas anymore. That used to be at the Palazzo, was the last place that had it, and now it's gone.
Yeah.
So I was looking into the idea of what if I bought the Cheers slot machine and you could just have it so it doesn't take money, and whatever.
Yeah,
or you can
they do
load in.
decommission
Yeah,
style
you can
ones, right?
do. Yeah, but apparently in California it's illegal to personally own a slot machine that is not 25 years old or older.
Huh. Makes sense because you go, no, it's just decorative, but then you have people come over.
What do you do? Really? You're gonna but then you have to pay those people out anyway when they win. Do you know what I mean?
You can make those slots real tight though.
I suppose you could. Yeah, I could turn a profit.
Wait, no, Matt, no, this is why you can't.
Hang on, Joe.
No,
I
this
think
is the reason. There's the law.
I think you're
thought you
onto
liked
something
laws.
here. I thought.
What are you talking about?
Just skip back. We skipped over we did about 5 pages when you were gone.
So good. I'm sorry I missed that part. No pubes on the toilet
Hey.
anymore. Nom nom nom.
Why'd you eat them? Why did you eat them?
What would you do with them? I didn't know what to do. I just eat things when I'm nervous.
They weren't long enough to floss with.
No, we were talking about slot machines, and I was talking to Jonah how I've been looking into. I want to buy the Cheers slot machine.
Can you?
Apparently not.
No.
In California, you cannot own a slot machine that is not 25 years old or older.
You want to go where everybody knows
But it's
your
gone.
game.
It's disappearing, so
Thanks.
I can't.
Thanks
you
for the
can't,
wide eye.
You can't find it anywhere. This Cheers slot machine, and I desperately want. I loved that machine so
Well, you
much.
need to find Cliff Clavin, who would tell you exactly where there's one left, and a friend of his that would sell it to you.
It's called Cheers Lucky Round, and if anyone from the wonderful WMS Corporation who manufactures that machine is listening, if you could figure out how to get me one, maybe
when you
maybe
lose-
in 20 years.
When you lose, does Cliff go, what's up with that?
When you cash out, he would go. He'd say, I gotta get going anyway. Ma's feet need rubbing. He would because it was all narrated by Ratzenberger.
After the first spin, does Coach die?
It'd be between the third and fourth spin.
Sorry.
And then Woody shows up.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah, come on, what are you guys? You didn't know.
Will you not make the joke?
Come on,
Not make it? Not make that joke?
Not gonna do it.
I loved, but I love that machine, and I wish that I could find it.
Someone out there.
If anyone out there, tweet at me if you know how to get a hold
not
of
if
this
you can hear me.
machine. And if you can put it into some sort of escrow account where I can take the machine in when it's 25 years old. I think I got about 23 more years, and then I can legally own it in California.
Hey, start saving.
But I also don't know if video slots are different than the one-armed bandits.
I was doing a video slot.
Hey, you just want to go where people know your name, and the folks are all the same every night.
This is Pink Floyd.
He made a reference to Pink Floyd, and I was just yes-anding it a bit,
Yeah.
I was doing the Cheers theme on the... Is there any...
Yeah. It was a little sweaty.
What?
A little sweaty.
We need a workout towel. Hey, guys. I think I might have pulled a hammy on that one. God damn.
Oh, I bought a 1977 Volkswagen Bug.
You did?
I've been researching them for years now, just for fun. I used to have one when I first moved out here. I think I actually drove you in it once.
Probably cost you about as much as Matt's bike.
It was real cheap. It was a guy, mechanic in Boyle Heights that was getting rid of it. I saw it on Craigslist, and I went and test drove it, and it's got a new engine.
Where did you? Are you driving it around?
No. There's a couple things I need to do to it
To make it street legal?
Yeah, I got to register it. I don't want
to steering wheel.
But in
tires.
California, you can go for
It's against the law, and as you know, big fan of laws.
Didn't sound like it.
So I got to register it. I'm going in on Thursday.
Nice.
And I'm really stoked to own it. Yeah.
Oh, because we have a few minutes left before we wrap up the hour.
Real clock watcher, this guy. Can't stand to be with us for more than an hour.
I got to go to beta test tonight.
I'm doing a show at Meltdown, which means I have to go write the set that I'm going to do before I do.
Well, that's
the
the point
show.
of the show. You made the premise.
Well, the premise
Can't
is
be
new
mad at
material,
yourself.
but I have to. I'm not mad. I just need to go through notes. I'm gonna basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave here and I'm gonna go sit down at Swingers in Hollywood.
Oh, you know what Officer Johnson said to me? He said that once he was at the Sunset Gower Starbucks and Christopher bought 5 cops their coffee.
Oh,
What a guy!
Do you remember that?
I do remember that actually. I do remember that actually, and I feel like maybe I don't know if it was Officer Johnson or someone said to me, "Hey, I listened to the podcast."
Oh, it might have been him.
And I was like, I'm going to buy all your coffees. Why not?
That's really cool.
So
I would love.
So how's your life been since you've been protected by the city?
it's pretty great.
For the record, both of the officers that made the stop on the bicycle were extras in Bosch. So
Oh, that's pretty
I saw
rad.
that tweet. I didn't
felt
know that was
pretty good about it.
Yeah, when you bought all the cars, did they hand you a sticker? They said, "Go as fast as you want."
All right. So before you go, what do you want to say?
I'm my special Fun Comfortable is going to air April 30th, and I've been.
That's right around the corner.
It is right around the corner.
That's closer than Jonah's show coming out.
So
Yeah.
we Comedy Central's been really rad about it. It's going to air on Comedy Central, and they said to me a couple weeks ago, "Do you want to program that weekend?"
Oh, that's great.
So they gave me a grid and a bunch of stuff.
Here's what's in our library. It's 3 Cheech and Chong movies.
No. It was really fun. I actually put a lot of thought into.
Are you playing Strangers with Candy?
I'm not playing Strange. That was not an option.
Yeah.
But on Saturday, on the special Saturday night, on Saturday morning, Futurama marathon in the morning.
Nice.
Going into Galaxy Quest.
Nice.
All right.
Going into Ghostbusters, going
Nice.
into Zombieland, where Ghostbusters is like a meta prequel to Zombieland.
Yeah.
Because of the Bill Murray
Right.
tie-in,
Yeah.
and then
Then my half-hour special.
Oh, Jonah, I'm so sorry.
What?
I thought you said you curated this.
So sorry.
Well, there were
So
complications.
sorry. We lost. Jonah, we did everything we could, but we lost the special.
I don't know what happened. Wait, you lost the tape? Sure.
You know, it didn't. I did. Did I pick half hours? I think I did pick half hours in the middle of the night. There are the blocks where you could put stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you can't. Like, I can't just go put a half hour special here at this time in the morning. There are blocks where you can put stuff. And I'm excited about it. It was really
What about
fun.
Sunday? What are you doing Sunday?
Sunday, I'm doing a. Let's see. I think this is going to stick. In the morning, Key and Peele Chappelle, Key and Peele Chappelle, Key and Peele Chappelle, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Into Coming to America.
Nice.
Into MacGruber, I think.
Great.
And what did I do in the afternoon? In maybe Vacation. Like it spun into an SNL theme block of movies that I enjoy.
That's great.
I think that's what I think
Wayne's
that's
World
what
2?
No. Oh, and I think maybe did I throw? I can't remember. Anyway, I think that's how it plays out. And then they're like their hour specials are airing this month. So like,
nice.
Nikki has an hour special, and Tosh has an hour special, and I do, and Rachel Feinstein.
Yeah.
And so then they're all just kind of mixed in there. But, I'm excited about it, and having to go through the editing process was really. I'd completely, the first special I was like, you guys edit it. I don't want to, I can't pick. I don't know. I'm not the best.
Yeah.
But I did, I got
We all know how that turned out.
I got involved this time.
Pretty good special. I don't know what your problem is.
I actually don't like my first special.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not because of anything anyone did.
The suit. It's the suit.
The suit. Well, I
It was
was
a
going
choice.
for a thing.
It was a choice.
I watch the special now, and I just sort of feel like,
Well, yeah, if you're like, man, I wish I was that good still. You progress by it.
that's
You want a
probably
little
what
bit.
You probably were like, man, my peak. There it goes.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
happened?
Yeah, you want to be a little dissatisfied with stuff you did previously.
well,
Maybe you can see the fear behind your eyes of your personal life.
Yeah, or when you stained your pants right before you're about to go on.
this special was very personal because I took Birbiglia's advice to heart, where he said I go to a place where I get uncomfortable and that's where I write. So I called the special uncomfortable. I talked about a bunch of things like.
That fucking cover's so good.
Oh, I'm so glad you like it.
I
Tyler,
laughed so
Tyler
hard.
Shields photographed it.
Yeah.
He was really awesome, and he was just like, "Come over, and we'll just shoot a bunch of stuff."
Yeah.
and
It made me laugh so fucking hard.
I was going to do this other one where I have these dog ears and I'm holding a teacup, but then I saw it and I was like, he shot it so beautifully, but I thought, it's a wacky comedy picture that I'll probably use for the next special. But he had this idea where he goes, let's do some like crying pictures. So they were, so we did some like cry face pictures.
Yeah.
And we were kind of going through afterwards, and I was like, oh man, that one's really, because it really is kind of the subtext of what the stories are.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd gotten some advice from people who were like, it doesn't really look like a comedy album. Like, I know, but it really feels special to me.
I don't think that matters anymore.
It doesn't,
No,
and I loved the image so much. So
when
I'm
people are
using
thumbing
it.
through those CDs, they're going to really buy based on that cover.
Yeah. The thing is, it does. It does, and it's still cool, and it's still its own thing. I loved it, and then that.
I'm so glad you like it. Oh yeah,
Intro
Puny. I
thing,
worked
yeah.
with Puny, and then this guy Freddie Scott, who is great.
Blonde hair, Freddie.
He does music. He does stuff with Nerdist.
Oh,
he
you
does
know his
stuff around
nickname,
the Nerdist
Blonde Hair
all the
Freddie.
time.
Yeah.
He does stuff with Nerdist all the time,
Okay.
and he's really really good guy. And I basically just wanted to create that kind of, because the set looks like my house, so it's like full of all old Victorian stuff.
Yeah.
And it just looks like an old Victorian study. So I wanted to create an opening that sort of looked like the beginning of American Horror Story, where it's just a bunch of weird.
It's really cool.
And they did a really great job. And Robin von Swank directed the shoot.
Yes, yeah, she because I ran into her at the Jazz Fest thing, and we talked about it. Just because I was just blabbering on about how much I liked it. It's
Yeah.
really cool looking. Have you seen it?
No.
After we're done, she show Matt.
Anyway,
So cool.
I'm excited about it, and,
Yeah.
and I hope people like it. And so what Comedy Central is going to let me do is it premieres April 30th. There are 3 cuts of the show, which is a really weird thing to have to do, but that's just there's an uncut version that's going to be for like
album.
the album or
Yeah.
the people buy on the video. Then there's a 50-minute version for limited commercial interruptions, and then there's
That's
a
uncensored.
41-minute version for for any time.
Yeah.
So you have to like pick and choose which jokes.
Cool.
But I pitched this idea to them, which is on May 3rd when all that stuff is available to purchase. I'm going to put it up as a Nerdist podcast for a week.
Oh, that's great.
So just so people can, like if people don't have the money or whatever, it just gives them the opportunity to try it out for a week and see if they like it. If they like it, they can go buy it, or they don't have to, or whatever. But I just wanted to have people the opportunity.
You should probably run some ads on that one.
He can't give this special away. 2 downloads. I don't think I don't worry about stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was a really fun thing to do, and I had a good time. So.
That's great. And you're already kind of trying to gear up for.
Yeah, I'm doing another tour. I start the new tour in June.
Do you have a theme?
I do. I already have a theme.
Nice.
I'm calling it ID10T, which is sort of it's
leet speak.
It's a tech support code, which basically means the problem exists between the keyboard and the chair. So, if someone calls and they're like, "Yeah, my emails," like, "Is your computer plugged in?" And, "Oh, okay." It's basically just a way to insult someone without them knowing.
That's great.
And I took it to mean that the next special is going to be all about taking responsibility for bad choices.
Oh, great.
And so it fit pretty well into that. It's like, all the things that are wrong are my fault.
Oh, that's
and
great.
so that's what the next special's themed about.
Fantastic.
So there you go.
Yeah.
That's my long spiel.
That's great.
So thank you for your input and of
course.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the thing you're working on at all?
I'm writing on. It's called Fameless. It's on True TV. It's David Spade's prank show.
Hey, Matt. In the script, it says Matt excitedly tells us about.
Hang
What's
on.
Matt being excited?
No, let me find it again. Yeah, I'm working on this prank show on True TV. It's called Fameless.
Cut,
It's
Matt.
David
I don't buy it.
Okay. Wait 1 second. Let me try this again. I got to get to that place.
Okay, back to one.
Matt, just remember, find your truth and then ignore it.
Okay.
Grab it and then let it go.
Guys, I'm working on Fameless on True TV. It's a really cool show. It's a prank show on True TV.
Matt, I'm so sorry. We weren't rolling that time. Could you please go back and... But that was perfect.
When this director gets upset, he starts to sound British.
God damn it!
Yeah, but
But not British.
What cunt?
But not even at all British.
A little,
Because that's
though.
sort of what I'm hearing now is the worst British accent I've ever heard in my life.
Guys, was that...
actually, sorry, hey, Matt, really quick. The director, he overheard you, and he wants
This is
you to,
embarrassing.
he wants
This is
you to
I
do
can't even
your
turn.
British
I can't even
accent.
turn right now. What if I look at him?
Yeah, he just
now we
says
heard that.
he says if mine is so bad, how about he does one?
Jesus,
and he wants you to do it right now.
But I don't. But he's in the room, and I didn't hear him say that.
Hello!
Mrs. Doubtfire.
I'm Mr. Doubtfire.
Yeah, see,
Aw, he
got
died.
He's got a contact on, and you're mic'd, so he
Died
can
a
hear
few
everything.
years ago.
He can hear
Mr.
everything.
So
And- yeah.
But how do you hear him?
What?
How are you hearing him?
I'm an assistant director.
But does that mean
So
like
you-
telepathically
No,
connected
no,
to
I
him?
have a walkie. I'm on walkie.
But I don't see a walkie anywhere on
You're-
your butt. Oh, wait, I heard that.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah,
Oh my God! That's
Yeah.
so. Why didn't I hear it before?
Jonah, this is the director. Is Matt in place to do position?
Yeah, so we're gonna need to move you
Where to?
into a spot where you're doing a British accent. If you're, was that?
Telling him the lighting is better in that room with all the pubes.
Yes, he wants you to go into the bathroom.
The pube room.
The pube room. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if the microphone's going to reach, but
No. On your way though.
Katie, could you add some echo so it sounds like I'm in the pube room?
A soft echo, but a little coarse.
Ah, God. But yeah,
anyway.
no, I'm writing on. It's season 2 of Fameless. I'm trying
It
to think of when
sounds
it.
really awesome.
We got it! Print!
Well, I will tell you the premise behind it is fantastic because it is we're the people who we're pranking. Essentially, we're building out all these fake reality television shows that we're putting these people that don't know they're being pranked on. And that's where the pranks are happening.
That's great.
Is on these fake reality shows. So it's people that essentially we're pranking people that just want to be famous for the sake
Yeah.
of being famous that
so
have
you're
no
bringing people
discernible.
that deserve it.
They have no discernible talent whatsoever, and they sign releases before we start shooting. So it's great.
So
Really
it's on
fantastic.
them.
It's really fantastic.
That's awesome.
Look for
like
it.
that.
You can some of it you can see on True TV's website. There's one of the things I love that they did last season is this sort of pitch tank thing they did, which is like Shark Tank, but it's people pitching their ideas to Hollywood experts. So it's like to Spade and to Ben Silverman, and like Gina Gershon's in one, and Mel B's in
man.
another one. So what they do is they like pitch their ideas.
so-
But these aren't people. Here's the deal, though. These aren't people who like have these ideas they've been remunerating on forever. They
Yeah.
just know they're coming in to do a reality show, and they were like, okay, here's the deal. You're pitching your idea.
Oh, okay.
So that's what it is. So it's not like
because
you
I
know.
started to like feel
Right.
bad.
So, but the one that I love is this guy starts pitching his idea for this ninja show, and they're just like, I don't see it. I don't know. And then we have Dave Storrs, who's one of the actors / writers on the show. He comes in and then like he'll pitch the same exact idea, slightly different, and they love it.
That sounds fucking great.
That's
So
fantastic.
it's a lot of that. It's a
Yeah.
shit. So all day it's like
That's so rad. That's right up your alley too. You're fucking killing it over
It's
there.
in the wheelhouse.
We're very proud of both of you. I adore you. I'm so glad we had this time to
Oh.
sit down together.
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome.
It was nice seeing you.
It's good to see you too, son.
So
Later.
next year, same time.
Yeah, tell your mama said hi.
All right, Daddy.
Hey, how's
Okay.
it going with Barry?
Barry's cool.
He's cool. It's
It's different from you, but like it's cool. He's cool.
he's an okay guy. He's really cool. He really takes care of us.
What I like about him is like he listens.
All right, come on, kids. You've spent enough time with your real father.
Sure thing, Barry. Listen, Dad.
Come on now. Time's a wasting. We're losing light, boys.
Dad, we gotta go. We're going on a magical adventure. This
sure,
is
kids.
our life now.
Hey, Barry. Tell Claire I said hi. Oh, yes, of course. I was just meditating as I am wont to do. And as I, Barry, clearly a British individual, stroll away into the sunset with these two boys who are not mine, I say to you, boys, let's enjoy our chalupa.
Sure thing, Bear. Matt,
Yeah. What's up?
nothing.
All right. Should we tell him that Barry's better than him?
No, it'll break his heart.
You're right.
Dad, see you later. See you next year.
But see you.
Yeah.
See you whenever.
See you when you get out of jail.
Sorry about that, but you shouldn't have stolen that bike, man.
If only I had Judge Jonah instead of Judge Matt, I'd be free.
Maybe if you weren't always wearing that R2D2 backpack, you wouldn't be in jail.
It gets
Yeah.
me. You know, it's the only thing that gets me. It's the only thing I can come in that doesn't complain afterwards.
Oh,
Try Chris's toilet.
Hi.
Okay.
All right. You
Katie,
gotta go.
thanks so much. Appreciate it. Scout, great job over there.
Sacked out.
And, thank you, of course, to our wives. Is that what you? Oh.
Oh, no, I just want to clink it up.
And peace and love. Peace
and
and
love. Peace and
love.
love. I gotta go write some riffs.
Go write riffs.
Write some riffs.
Are you riffing?
What?
What are you riffing on?
We're not allowed to disclose the movies.
Oh, you're.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna like maybe go do his show, and that's where you're.
Oh no.
You're writing riffs for that show we all love.
Yeah. I had no idea that the concept of the show mirrored so much the actual process of making the show. It is real hard sometimes, where you're like, "This is a 5-minute sword fight," and this stuff can be fine, but like trying
To fill a 5-minute sword fight. Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Like when it's 40 minutes into the movie, you're like, I'm out of jokes.
Now leaving Nerdist.com. Enjoy your burrito.